MatPat, as you guys know, is one of the biggest YouTubers on the platform. He's been here for so long. He's absolutely, stuck his flag into the soil of YouTube and said, hey, I'm MatPat, and I'm here to say, was that the bite of 87? That's his whole thing. Actually, no, that's Markiplier's thing. He just talks about the theories. I got them mixed up a little bit. Both OG YouTubers, though. Anyway, he recently made a video 6 days ago responding to hate comments, and it's just so funny. I don't know why he did this, because, there's no reason for him to do it. Maybe he thought it was funny, and I think it's funny, but not for the reason he thinks it's funny. I think it's funny because the hate comments are funny. He probably thinks it's funny because he's rich, elite, and basically, like a top 1%er, and everyone leaving the comments is like a poor brokey, and he can just laugh at them. But anyway, I think it's funny. By the way, I don't know if this is true, but is he really wearing the Bite of 87 purple guy leather jacket right now? Yo, this is a William Afton reference. What the f? Anyway, yeah, so he read hate comments, and I wanted to watch him read hate comments, and yeah, it's pretty funny. Yeah, take it away, Matthew.
I seem to be in good company. It's not just me getting these sorts of responses. A lot of FNAF theorists are receiving the same sort of constructive criticism online. John from the channel FNAF, he has regularly told that, quote, his recent theories are horrible. Yes,
bro printed out the quote.
Went to a printer and actually printed it.
Okay, he's aware.
Out so I could read it. John lied about the contents of the most recent story. And, here's another one, I don't want to be rude, but the mimic and baby theory sucks. I don't want to be rude, huh? Well, you might want to look up the definition of what it means to be rude there.
Oh! Hit him with the, you might want to investigate a dictionary. You might want to look up what that word means. Boy, hit him with the nerd riz, the nerd fucking comeback. Honestly, it's, I don't know, Matt. I don't know, man. You're cool, but sometimes it just doesn't hit,
Friendo. And it's not just—
Oh, he called him a friendo.
Just me and John either. Rytoast, another FNAF theorist, also involved with this one. He was told that his theories massively whiff. I mean, honestly, the list could go on and on here. The feedback is endless, but the
Dude, does he have the periodic table for methamphetamine on the wall? I don't know what this is. I didn't look at the periodic table in a while.
LDR of all of this is that I went down the line of FNAF theorists, and I just kept seeing the same thing over and over again. It's not just my theories that are getting all this hate, it's all theories. And that's weird. So,
Is it? Well, to be fair, and I'm not trying to be mean to Matt. I love this guy. I watched his YouTube videos long before I even had a platform. And okay, it could just be me being blinded by nostalgia. I feel like he worked harder on the theories when he was a smaller channel. Now, his content is definitely very high quality, high production. It's great. But when he's smaller, and when he was smaller, I feel like he had a bigger incentive to make these cracked, amazing theories about, I don't know, how Freddy Fazbear's testicle is actually like a metal bolt or something, right? Very, very interesting stuff. And now it's just kind of like, I don't know, it's become a little bit more of like slop, I don't know. I mean, I love the guy, but I don't know. There's no way you'll be able to maintain the same standard of quality for 10 years. That's just how it happens, right? You're gonna have some misses.
Figure that we should probably do a theory about that, because I think I know why this is happening. And honestly, just like the FNAF lore, it's pretty darn complicated. But
Dude, this guy can bring FNAF lore into fucking anything, man. It's like, he's gonna break up with his girlfriend or his wife at this point. He's gonna divorce his wife, and then his friend's gonna be like, what happened? He's like, well, just like the FNAF lore, it's a little messy and complicated, okay? Yeah, I mean, hey, man, fair enough. If you gotta explain it that way, you gotta explain it, man. He translates that shit for the nerd. Can you explain this in FNAF terms?
At this rate, if we don't actually stop to take the time and address it, I worry that it could actually end up harming this community and the whole FNAF franchise as a whole. First off, I think it's important that we set some context.
Context! Nice, because I needed this 500-point font to tell me context. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm nitpicking his editing, but I actually don't mind it at all. I think he's cool.
Here, every FNAF theory that we release at this point is met with the internet largely dismissing it as insane, or jumping the animatronic Felix the Shark, such as, Cassie Dad is Bonnie Bro. It is the dumbest thing I've ever heard, says one commenter. Great. I mean, I also said that Deadpool is Ernest Hemingway. I'd say that one was dumber, but sure, go for it. Maybe you missed that one.
Oh.
Daycare attendants' endoskeleton teeth match the mimic. This one right here says, it is dumb, 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 dumb.
Oh, you just got called dumb on the internet. Get rolled. Is he actually mad?
Agree to disagree on that one. We'll get to that in a second. Oh, and this one here is a classic. Gregory's a robot. This theory is literal cancer.
No, dude, come on. You can't maul that. That's funny. This is cancer. This is fucking cancer. Come on, that's like an OG YouTube comment. That's funny, dude. Come on. He looks very upset, though.
Oh, and this one here is a classic. Gregory's a robot. This theory is literal cancer.
Did Leafy write that comment? Did he just write, this theory is fucking cancer?
No, my friend. No, it's not. It is...
He goes, no you. No, it's not, bro. Hey, last I checked, cancer is a disease that can cause death. My theory is a YouTube video. Notice how they're not the same? This guy's unreal, bro.
Agree to disagree on that one. We'll get to that in a second.
He's throwing the comments away because they're trash.
Oh, and this one here is a classic. Gregory's a robot.
So it says, quote, no, it's not. Such wit.
Theory is literal cancer. No, my friend. No, it's not.
Nice. That's a high IQ observation right there. No, it's not. We got a fucking detective here, man.
It is not a literal cancer.
Unbelievable.
And if me suggesting that a fictional character in a YA murder bunny game is a robot is that bad to you?
What?
Me suggesting that a fictional character in a YA murder bunny game is a robot is that...
What the? Did I stroke out? Did I just completely stroke out? What if he's a fictional bunny in a murder YA video? All right, bro.
That bad to you? Go touch grass. Anyway.
Oh! Touch grass. I almost said a slur there. Oops. Close one. I'm sorry, and I love MatPat, but look, man, when you've made 100+ theories on fucking Five Nights at Freddy's, I just don't know if you're allowed to say touch grass, you know? And I like it. I like the wit. I like the comeback, the roasting etiquette, whatever, right? Like, oh, you said I'm cancer, but touch grass. It's like, okay. All right. But, I mean, like, you're the game theorist, you know what I mean? Like, you're doing your theories, you know? I don't know if touching grass is something you're known for, Matt. I love you. Look, people are gonna see this video and they're gonna think, well, this guy fucking hates MatPat. No. I love MatPat. Okay, this guy was a big part of my, young adulthood where I watched, the film theorists and the game theorists. Okay, I love this guy. But growing up is realizing that MatPat, his comeback sucked. Let's just keep it buck.
You get the point. There is a varying degree here of these sorts of comments, but the main thing is that this is nothing new. When I suggested Dream Theory as the explanation for the first wave of games back in 2015, people were so mad. They hated it, because honestly, I was dismissing
Dude, he thinks his hate comments are bad now. If this guy did this video 5 years ago, he would actually be depressed. Like, he'd be clinically depressed. This theory is literal cancer. That's like, notice how that's said last to indicate like, oh, this is as bad as it gets. But like, brother, if you went back 5 years ago, you're gonna hear like the worst things humanly possible about your theory. And you as a person, even though, you didn't do anything to deserve it.
Or games a story and beloved characters with the whole, oh, it was all just a dream trope. Honestly, I didn't love it either, but it felt like...
MatPat in an MW2 lobby. Dude, some guy would be like, I fucked your mom, and he'd be like, well, actually, I'll have you know my mother is not, in fact, currently fucking you, so that does not compute. And he'd be like, you're gay. You're gay for that response.
Where the evidence was largely pointing at the time, and yet, it's only...
He'd be like, my mom is making me chicken nuggies right now, so factually, you're incorrect.
Now, all these years later, that the sentiment has finally changed on that theory, and people largely agree that Dream Theory was right at the time, and that Scott just pivoted the story later with Sister Location. Or, at least, it was right until then this new Tales of the Pizzaplex book is coming out, and apparently it rewrites FNAF 4 into some hallucinogenic gas creation. Thanks
What?
for that one, Scott. Couldn't even...
Bro, I feel like I'm faded while I'm watching this.
And let me have that victory, could ya? What do you want from me, Scott? I'm selling the books for ya. Speaking of the books, by the way,
do you guys know, hold on. Real quick, small thing. I've made fun of MatPat for this, like in my personal life, and that sounds weird, right? But I have friends that I used to grow up with that we watched game theory together, and as we've adulted, every now and then we'll check back on his channel to see, what he's doing, because this is the kind of shit we used to talk about in like elementary school. We'd be like, yo, Five Nights at Freddy's lore, right? New MatPat video. And growing up, we realized that he has this weird vocal inflection where every 1 out of 5 sentences he starts is like, speaking of this, it goes like high note, low note. Speaking of what you're going to call it today, this video is sponsored by Loot Crate. Anyway, so it's like, do you notice that? Have you guys picked up on that? Like, look.
Want from me, Scott? I'm selling the books for ya. Speaking of the book,
love you. I mean, it sounds like I'm being mean to him. I love this guy. Okay.
By the way, it also happened with those books. I started using the books 7 years ago. I've been reading these things for 7 years. This is my literary contribution. 7 years of this book. I could be reading like War and Peace or Uncle Tom's Cabin or something. But
bro, check out his YouTube shorts. Like, you'll definitely pick it up from the shorts. His shorts, I think it's on Film Theory. There was one Film Theory YouTube short where I heard that little vocal pattern like 10 times.
The Maximals are physically superior to the Autobots, and I can prove it. In Transformers Rise...
There it is! There it is!
...of the Beasts, the Autobots do the most 90s thing imaginable, and they team up with the Maximals, a group of Transformers that morph into animals, complete with fur and skin on top of all that that metal. Why would you want to do that? It actually makes a lot more sense than you think. Easy advantage.
I love this
Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse is so good that it fixed Morbius. For those of you who didn't see that,
the movie, look, is that on purpose? It's got to be intentional, yeah?
is The Little Mermaid.
The Little Mermaid.
No, I get to read Tales from the Pizzaplex 1 Lally's game. Great. This is how I enrich myself. To my knowledge, I was one of the first, if not the first person, to seriously use the books for overall theorizing. Let me tell you, people hated it at the time. They despised it. They're like, why would you do that? Why would you talk about the books? But those theories actually helped me.
I think it's just how he speaks. Yeah, I mean, it's got like it's very capturing, you know? Like, although I can make fun of it, it works to get audiences listening. Like, it's super, like, oh shit, this guy means what he's saying. His voice is changing as what he's saying is also changing. So it's like, I don't know. His tone changes at the same pace of his stream of thought. So it's like you're keeping up with his live mental flow, and it's reflected in the tone of his voice. It's kind of genius, but it's kind of funny. His voice is so annoying. No, it's not.
Predict that William Afton was going to be the villain, that Charlie was going to be revealed to be the puppet, that Sister Location was buried under the Afton house, and that Michael Afton was the Foxy Bro. And that's just a few of the conclusions they helped me reach. And now, here we are, a whopping 7 years later. I've got a couple of gray hairs, and the pendulum has swung completely in the other direction. Now, the community holds me and all the other FNAF theorists hostage if we're not looking at the books, or if we're looking at them in.
I'm gonna be honest. Is this drama? Like, what is he saying? That like his audience wants him to cross-reference other FNAF material? Is that what the drama is right now? Because I actually have no idea what's going on in that side of YouTube. Like, actually none at all. The last I saw of MatPat was I had a video recommended to me that it was like MatPat being transphobic for 2 minutes. It's like unfucking believable. Well, I almost say believable. This has 3.3 million views. This shit's retarded. Look how many dislikes this has. Advertisement.
My name is Alfonso, and
Dude, so this is MatPat being transphobic for 2 minutes. And like, yeah, good like to dislike ratio, but still 56k people fucking liked this shit. Unreal, man. Anyway, this shit was so stupid.
But we're unmasking this masked thing.
Masked thing. That's the transphobia, dude. Oh, we're unmasking this masked thing. Transphobic. Dude, you're a fucking retard.
And by that same logic, Ash Ketchum, Bart Simpson, Gohan, and Popeye would all be girls. And while I do question Ash's inability to close the deal with Misty and the painstaking hairstyles of Bart and Gohan, Popeye? Come on, it's Popeye! The only thing manlier would be a fighter jet made out of biceps.
That's transphobic. Saying that Popeye is masculine is transphobic. And saying that Ash Ketchum is like a bitchless autistic incel who plays with imaginary creatures all day, that's transphobic. And saying Bart Simpson has funny hair is transphobic. Saying Gohan has funny hair is transphobic.
His inability to close the deal
this is not satiric, bro.
Misty and the painstaking hairstyles of Bart and Gohan. Popeye? Come on, it's Popeye! The only thing manlier would be a fighter jet made out of biceps.
Dude, he's obviously enforcing bigoted gender roles. Unreal.
Pyro wants to carry around a bedazzled daisy clutch. That's the Pyro's choice. But the second our favorite flame-spewing she-male admits to—
She-male? Fucking she-male? Is that a no way, dude. She-male? 1 in chat if she-male is a slur. 2 in chat if whoever made this has like a severe brain injury. That's gotta be— this is so ridiculous. I want to see a bunch of 2s. This shit's so brain dead. There's no way this is a slur.
There were some findings that I think that—
Alright, what is this?
Science will be very interested to—
Dude, what the fuck is this stock image? Buddy sipping that fucking 50 shield potion?
Explore further, like the fact that apparently there are over 600 different genders.
Oh, this was that time of the internet. Oh, the attack helicopter era? Damn. That was definitely a fun time, I'll be honest.
You know, I've always taken pride knowing that we have a diverse audience watching, but I never in my wildest dreams imagined it was so diverse to include people who self-identify as everything from a 1960s era Coca-Cola bottle to a weaponized battle toaster. I've heard that gender is a spectrum and all that, but—
It's kind of crazy how he was just able to say that. I've heard that it's all a spectrum and whatever the fuck that means. I've heard all that mumbo jumbo. Damn, man, different times.
Can someone explain to me whether gay jalapeno is to the left or right of literal piece of human fecal matter? Oh, and by the way, to the 1,610 of you who responded with Apache—
There it is!
Helicopter.
Bro, what did I say? The attack helicopter era, man. Different times. Damn. Wish we could turn back time to the good old days.
Thank you so much for raising awareness for the oft overlooked helisexuals. And even if you don't believe me, I think that there's one thing we can all agree on. Gay or not, the pyro is one big flamer. But hey, that's just a theory. A game theory.
That's... wow. Yeah, that's transphobic. Calling someone gay is... How does that even make any sense at all? What?
Lee, I respect the community so much that...
What the f... Yo, turn this shit off, bro.
...that I left the field complete...
Clearly I let... no. Bro. Clearly, I respect the community so much that I left the fields complete... Oh, okay, so this is referring to that Google form that he had where people were open to respond with whatever they want. And he's basically saying that that's actually respectful because they can identify with whatever they want, which I guess people still cancel them for. Okay.
...open because I wanted everyone to be able to express themselves exactly as they identify. The responses I cited were intended as jokes by the people who entered the...
This is the worst text-to-speech voice I've ever heard in my life, Brokey.
...find your witch hunt somewhere else. April 14th, 2018. March 18th.
This is 5 years ago.
2018. If you make a mistake, say, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I cannot listen to this fucking yap, bro. What is this?
That you care about others, and that you're...
What? Oh, copyrighted music. Get rolled, bro. Get rolled. Anyway, yeah, so that's the last time I saw MatPat.